Hello everyone, my name is Biscuits and or Mighty Space Fruit depending on the color of the day, and I am here to cast ourselves a match in the quarterfinals for the closed division, specifically in the Tyrant bracket, which is the second highest bracket, between Flying Mouse and Maxi. Now both these players I know a little bit about. I'll wait until we get into the game to talk more. But quickly looking at the maps, we have for Flying Mouse, Regicide Fortress, Glade, Maxi picking Zawal and Amazon Tunnel, and the admin pick will be Zong. I don't know how to pronounce this. I don't think it's just Zong. I think it's probably like Zong or something like that. Taking a look at the civs, we have Flying Mouse picking Khmer, Lithuanians, Italians, Cubans, Portuguese, Georgians, and Saracens. Maxi picking Vietnamese, Mayans, Koreans, Teutons, Ethiopians, Spanish, and Mongols. Interesting selection here. So taking a look at the maps, one of these here in particular stands out, and that's Glade. Glade is a pretty interesting map, I think. Unlike the other maps, you need to make sure you play for the middle because that is where all of the resources are, and you can get closed off very easily. So there is some potential for feudal play, and I think we might see that with the Mongols especially. We'll see how things go when we get in there. But Flying Mouse banning out the Burgundians, Burmese, and Bengalis. Maxi banning the Goths, Hindustanis, and Japanese. Picking the Vietnamese, Mayans, Koreans, Ethiopians. All these picks make a lot of sense to me. Maxi does like the Archer Civs for sure. Flying Mouse getting the Khmer, the buffed Khmer there, probably for the Amazon Tunnel. Their new ballistics enhanced. Both their extra range Scorpions and their unique unit, the Ballista Elephants, are going to benefit from that. Georgians being a great civ all around. Maybe for Glade, nice open area for them to work with. And yeah, nothing too crazy here. We're going to go ahead and get into the games. Hello everyone and welcome to game number 1. We have in the yellow, Flying Mouse as the Lithuanians. And in the blue, we have Maxi on the Koreans, here on Zong. And we're a little further ahead because there was something weird about the replay, but I don't think we missed anything. We have blue coming forward. Maxi is very well known for being a very aggressive player on open maps. He likes to come forward with Loom immediately and try and lame the enemy player. You can see already has Loom. Playing with the Koreans, which are good for tower rushes. And I think that's probably what Maxi is going for. I'm not sure what this is. Stabbing away at the wall. Now, villagers do actually get a bonus to this. I believe it's stone defense. That's an extra 6 damage. You can see it's actually taking more damage than you might expect, but I don't know if that's really going to be enough to get in time. But we'll see. Currently, Maxi is playing down a villager. We'll see what happens with that. Flying Mouse, on the other hand, I believe a German player, plays a lot of tournaments, so I'm expecting him to be very well prepared for... Well, I don't know if he's prepared for this, but I would assume he's prepared for Maxi's shenanigans in general. Now he's moved over to the gate. Gate does have less HP, interestingly enough, and does have less armor as well. I didn't know that. So, better target. Probably should have started hitting that immediately if you're going to. Probably also should hit that with your scout if you're going to do this. I'm not really sure what Maxi's game plan is here other than be annoying to your enemy. But yeah, right now you're just playing one vill down, so I don't know what's going on with that. A feature that's interesting about this map in particular, we have these shrines. They train priests, which are, for most intents and purposes, they are monks that have shorter range, and I believe they're a little cheaper. I believe it's 75 gold. Now, you can't actually put relics in these here, but if you're able to chop through early and get the priests out, you can collect these relics, put them inside your walls, so when you get up to Castle Age, you'll have them ready. And I think that's probably what Maxi has in mind. It's going to take some time to get through. Depending on how Flying Mouse micros these Woodvilles, could also get through as well. But in the meantime, blue is... I don't know what blue's doing, honestly. I mean, it's definitely... I can tell this is definitely Maxi playing, even if I didn't have the name up. But I'm not really sure what the game plan is here. Maybe wanted to go around and shoot that deer, but Flying Mouse is pushing that deer away in time. So instead... This villager is going to be sad and is just walking around. Now the villager is able to run free and the scout is the one that gets to be on hitting gate duty. But now hitting this piece of wall, not very efficient. Should probably be hitting the same piece at the same time. Luring the second boar for yellow. And I think it looks like Maxi already lured both boars. Does not have access to the deer because the scout is forward. Probably want to pick up those sheep at some point, though. Now on closed maps like this, typical play is to go for fast castle, of course. Now, you can, I think a tower rush is possible. You do see that sometimes on arena, for example. And I think the walls here, though, are a little more sturdy. I believe the walls in arena are 1080 HP. Again, there I go quoting specific numbers without being able to back that up. But I believe the arena walls are less powerful. So this is maybe less ideal. But, I mean, eventually they will break through. It's not like Flying Mass wants to really waste any time sending anything to deal with this. So we're not on stone yet. Probably will do that when you click up. I mean, we're on to gold, so Maxi's still going to go for Castle Age. Just to Ville down, which is kind of a Chad move, I gotta say. You can see he's also behind a Ville. Well, partly because of some idle time, which hopefully that gets resolved pretty soon. But also just because of researching Loom. And Flying Mouse has not done that because you have these nice stone walls protecting you. Okay, clicking up to Feudal early. Are these going to go to stone? Not yet. Okay, maybe soon. The gate, I think this probably will go down in the near future before Flying Mouse is up to castle. So that could be significant, but it's still just one Ville. We got more Villes coming forward. No one on stone yet. I'm not sure when. Maybe we'll go to stone after this sheep is finished. It's not like you can build towers until you're into Feudal Age anyway. I don't think a fletchingless tower can range this stone. But these are pretty far forward. Of course we have this back gold. Same as it is for Maxi. I think that's the typical generation. But you could deny this stone. We have more Villes coming forward. So it looks like this first Ville was just here to kind of soften things up. I'm not sure if that's worth. Maybe it is. I don't really know. But we'll see how things work. We're almost up to Feudal Age for Maxi. So we could put a tower down pretty soon. Flying Mouse is going to come in and drop a house to block this. We'll need to drop another house to the side, though, to actually stop anything. And, ooh, Priest is out. I think that is open as well. And Priest is out as well for Maxi. So you can convert enemy villagers with this, but it is much shorter range than normal. Let's see if I can find the stats. Looks like 5 range. I believe it's 7 on a normal monk. Market is being put up here. Blacksmith will come up pretty soon for Flying Mouse to get up. Tower is up. I can kill that villager, maybe. Oh, not quite. Instead, we'll go for this house. But I still don't think Flying Mouse is really any real danger right now. I mean, once you get up to Castle Age, you can get a Mangonel and some Rams even if you want. And you'll be just fine. You could also make some archers if you want. And some knights. I mean, everything you have in Castle Age should be just fine to deal with this. So it doesn't feel very threatening right now. Also, this nicest priest is going to heal up the villager that got hit. Fletching coming in for blue. Really needs to break through on this house, though. Is the most important thing. And Loom coming in for yellow. Still hasn't clicked up yet. But we'll be up to castle way before Maxi is. Ooh, that... yeah, because of that short range, that priest is not a great option here. Now, let's see. Okay, so Maxi's priest. I hope he just drops it here. You cannot... Okay, good. You cannot garrison it in the shrine. Oh, his second one coming out. Interesting. So that was probably why he was on gold then. I was wondering if he wasn't going to Castle Age to train extra priests. We have 2 priests now for yellow. Now, they are like monks. They benefit from monk techs. Lithuanians do have pretty good monks. But the scout is here. And I assume we're going to see a second tower now for Maxi. But just want to be a little careful with the 2 priests here that nothing is converted because that would be a pretty big deal. I think 1 conversion is going to happen here. And 1 villager is converted. But 1 priest goes down. The second one is going to go down. But 1 villager was converted, so that is still big. 1 less forward ville. Priest in here. 1 monk has been collected by Maxi. Presumably more will be coming soon. This priest has escaped the forest. Maxi, where is your second tower? That's what I'm wondering. What is the game plan here? You have 1 tower. Okay, back here. This feels a little... I guess you can't build that far forward. I'm not very familiar with tower rushes. I guess it still covers the stone, so that's just fine. That's probably what you're looking for anyway. But I still wonder what the game plan is here, because when your opponent is up to Castle Age, again, they have the tools to deal with towers, so... I mean, you get the relics, which is nice. But, you know, relics take some time to pay off. So, you know, if your opponent has a better eco, they're in castle way before you. Relics aren't going to pay off that well. We do have 2 monks, yeah, okay. So this one's come over here, and then relic over here still, and I think, yeah, there's still one here. Yep, Siege Workshop is coming up. And whatever Flying Mouse produces, except for a Scorpion maybe, will do well versus this. Of course, you do need to repair if you're using a mangonel, for example. A ram's probably not advisable because the vills can come out and just kill it. Oops. Kind of funny, actually, this Siege Workshop is so forward you can just see it. Of course, Maxi, you can anticipate that anyway. The second TC built in the back. Nice and secure. Nothing being produced out of the Siege Workshop just yet. So, Maxi will be up to Castle Age in about a little under 2 minutes now. I'm not sure what his game plan is. He could go into Castle Drop, but you would need more vills on stone. Could even just take Flying Mouse's stone here. Still nothing produced out of the Siege Workshop. Seems a little... Okay, there he is. I was wondering why you built it if you're not going to produce out of it, but I think it's because a lot of the wood is being invested into building a second TC, which, you know, fair enough. Ooh, sneaky priest back here is actually going to find this relic not picked up by Maxi, which is a nice find for Flying Mouse. We have 4 relics for blue, which is not great, but finding that one there is still quite good. Good to be active with those priests. And, okay, so here's the mangonel. Now... Okay, yeah, so this is going to be a bit of a micro contest here. So without any repairs, the mangonel will die to the tower, but it is able to deny this next tower as well, which is not great for Maxi. So he has to make sure to keep those vills secure. But you can see the bonus for the Koreans, the towers are upgraded instantly. They also have faster working stone miners, which is also a good bonus for Tower Rush. Getting Bodkin in now. Ooh, need to target that Vill though. I actually don't know if mangonels have a height to them like rams do, which protects villagers from arrow fire, for example. I don't think they do, but I don't 100% know for sure. Ooh, okay. Ooh, that Vill is super low, but not dead. Okay, that mangonel actually goes down. You can see it needs to be repaired, especially against the guard towers with Bodkin in even. And the tower's also getting repaired as well. So we have 3 towers now for Maxi. But we're super behind in vills. One of that thing is need to keep that TC producing. We only have 4 on wood, or sorry, 4 on food. Okay, so we have a ram out. The villagers can come out to kill that, but we do have to be cautious because the mangonel can kill our vills. It will also kill the ram in the process, but probably worth for Flying Mouse because if you kill these vills, then this whole rush is just stopped. Okay. Ah, one is picked off, the low HP vill. The monastery is going to come up to secure those relics. And Flying Mouse is walling up nicely and needs to add some more farms, but floating a lot of wood. Also could honestly just go over to the sides. There's nothing to stop him from just expanding to the sides. So this is a nice position to hold for Maxi, but I don't know what he's going to go into afterwards because you can clearly see it's not like it's stopping Flying Mouse from booming. I mean, it is, not having the stone is unfortunate, but he just bought a bunch. He's maybe even just going to buy more to get a castle. Barracks coming up for Maxi now. And another Vill coming forward to have, we need to have the ideal 5 Vills garrison at the same time. Looks like archers is going to be the move for Maxi. Pretty classic play. Maxi likes the archers, and the Koreans get cheaper archers for their wood cost, and they get the archer armors for free. Floating a lot of gold. Needs to put that to use for something. think a lot of that comes from the relic income. Oh, not actually that much right now. But, you know, not putting it into much else. But we are going to see some archers produced. We have crossbow coming in. We already have bodkin, which is nice. This priest's going to try and find a conversion over here. I think the mangonel's probably going to kill it, though. Has better range than the priest does. But pulling into the tower range is actually quite nice. Getting some damage on there. But again, you can see it's a pretty big eco lead for Flying Mouse, so I don't know what Maxi has planned here as a follow-up. You could maybe, if you're able to kill this market, that'd be quite nice. But there's no siege workshop for Maxi. And now we have 3 mangonels. We're gonna... Ooh, we almost lost a mangonel to the tower fire, but not quite. You do need to make sure you repair those if you're Flying Mouse. Because they will die. They actually die pretty quickly. Almost surprising, actually. And, okay, that one does go down. This ram's gonna go down. This mangonel is not gonna go down. Tower's being repaired. But, you can see, I mean, with how much res Flying Mouse has, it's still not that bad for him. Ooh, that mangonel gets picked off by the tower. More crossbows coming in. And yeah, Flying Mouse just bought a castle straight up and is building it with a single vill, which is an interesting choice. Crossbows are out to not quite kill that priest. Can harass these villagers. You have to be careful around the mangonels, though, of course. Oh, okay, interesting. Gonna build our own castle. We have less vills. Now the mangonels could deny this, but they're not in position really to do that. Priests do die. Can find some damage over here on the side. Vill dies. Might see some more kills. Only 3 crossbows, but with nothing to protect here on the side. Certainly an option. Okay, mangonel does come in. Garrison to kill that off, which is smart. Luckily, the castle does not actually range the other castle. Microing down. Ooh. Unfortunately, it doesn't micro around that mangonel shot, though. And I think this castle should go up without too much problems, though. I mean, we have this mangonel, but that's actually... Well, there's a second mangonel around here somewhere. I don't know where it is. It says there's 2, but I don't know where the other one is. Oh, it's in here. You could actually just pop that out and kill these, probably. But I don't think that's going to happen. Anyway, Flying Mouse is going to go ahead and expand off to the side as I expected. Castle's now up. Maxi actually has close to Imprez. I feel like you could probably have built a second TC, though, to be honest, if you're going to go fast imp still. And Elitis is out now. We're going into imp for Maxi with 3 crossbows and a single castle. And, well, I guess we have these 2 guard towers as well, which should upgrade to, I believe it is, keeps in the Imperial Age. I don't really build towers that often, so I don't know for sure. I mean, it's going to shoot down this castle. Should win with more villagers in, and you have bodkin. Your opponent does not. Building a petard, I don't know why. If we're going up to imp, we should save up for a treb or a bombard cannon, which we do have. So I don't know what the petard is for, to be honest. I'd rather see war wagons produced, to be honest. And Flying Mouse is out here on the sides. This is another thing about being this aggressive. You want to keep an eye on how your opponent might be able to escape. It's good to keep them secure back here, even though they're able to build a second TC. But of course they can just go out to the sides and expand on the wood line. And that is what Flying Mouse has done. Getting ballistics in. Imperial Age is in soon, but you can see Imperial Age is not that far behind for Flying Mouse because he has a better economy. So he's not that far behind in that regard. That's why, honestly, you know, Maxi could have just added a second TC and still gone to imp and would have a little more to work with. You can see he's really squeezed for res, and he only has 8 military units, 3 of which are petards, 2 are wagons, and 4 crossbows here. But might be able to find some more Vil picks. Can actually get up nice and close where the mangonel doesn't have the range. Might get conversion off, though, which would be unfortunate. These monks are also going to be good versus the war wagons, but better to get a conversion on the crossbow than one of your war wagons. By the way, Maxie's up to imp first and can get a Treb out to start and destroy some of Flying Mouse's buildings. Bracer's coming in as well. However, Flying Mouse will be up to imp soon. Now, it doesn't actually... Oh, I was going to say it doesn't have access to any natural stone. But because of the expansion, luckily does. Another reason why Maxie really needs to make sure to secure the sides. Because one big thing you had with this push was securing your enemy's stone. But because your enemy went off to the sides, they have the stone. This priest is should be reporting this enemy vills escaping. But he's kind of lazy, it seems. Trap is out. And it's going to start shelling down the enemy castle. Crossbows are good to still find some more picks over here. Another Trev is out. Both players are building Batards, which I don't understand why. If you're both going up to Imp, you wouldn't just save up for Trebs. But and you also both have Bomber Cans even. And Flying Mouse also has a Siege Workshop. Now, awkwardly, it is under the castle. So it is kind of awkward to produce out of that. But you have a bunch of Rams as well. Maxie doesn't have anything to really kill the Rams. It does have the Batards, I guess, which should do okay, I think. The Rams come out. Mangonel dies. Now, these are just normal Rams. They actually had the research for Calf Ram, but the Siege Workshop got killed first. So they're going to go in and try and do some damage. This is actually a case where the Batards would be quite useful. So I'll give credit to Maxie for that. Batards come in from yellow, do some damage. And now with the Batards out from Maxie, they're going to also do some damage. Another conversion comes out. Another one. And, oh, the castle goes down. Well, that is good for Maxie. This Ram is going to die. But there's still a huge lead for Flying Mouse. Economically. And you have stone. If anything you really want, to be honest, out here. And Maxie doesn't have that much army, even. Just 8 army. But if he can kill this, some of these TCs, that'll be quite good for him. You can see Flying Mouse is floating a lot of res, but doesn't have any units out right now. It doesn't really have any production units. This is the first barracks, I think, that's being built. The Siege Workshop was killed. This Treb is going to go down. And another Treb is out for blue. These villagers are going to perform a mass exodus. So if Maxie can kill all of this and also go over here, kill this, I think he's got a good shot. Because Flying Mouse doesn't really have any military. Ooh, this wagon's going to get converted. That's quite bad. It's under the castle fire, so it will get killed, but that's one less war wagon for Maxie. This monk dies. More monks coming out. These Trebs are in a nice position. I do like to see the repairs on the castle. That's very nice. Of course, Maxie hasn't even expanded the sides, but has all of this stone to work with, and the home stone still. Another wagon gonna get converted. Oh, an archer got converted instead. That's unideal. Which is a little weird, because I thought, I'm pretty sure... Oh! I see, there was an archer hiding underneath a wagon. That all makes sense. Now, Maxie, I assume, probably should have seen all of the villagers escaping to the side, so should think about going over here. I also don't know if he ever noticed it, but he could have seen the vills. 2 vills are here just, you know, hanging out. There's a lot of damage from Maxie. And actually the eco lead is, becoming even once again. Or the eco lead is becoming even? That's a terrible sentence. The eco count is becoming even with all of these kills. 55 kills for Maxie. So what he needs to really do, stop losing wagons to the monks. That's one thing. We still have to work on that one. This is great. Kill all this. Now you need to go. You need to go for the kill. Your opponent is floating so much res still. They still have 3 TCs. They're going to build another castle. You got to go kill all of this. You got to go over here now. There's nothing. I don't know. What are you doing here? You're messing around. You can steal these farms even. This is not a good use of your time. What are you... I don't know what Maxie's doing here. You can also get this relic, which is nice. You can have all 4 relics. Lithuania without any relics. Quite sad. Although the latest is still quite good. Flying Mouse looking around to see if Maxie has any additional expansions and seeing that no. It's probably a surprise. I don't know what Maxie's doing here. Maybe he thinks that the opponent has literally nothing now, but I mean, if they're playing on, they probably don't. And you gotta go outside, man. You gotta touch grass at some point. Okay, archers are coming around. Crossbows, rather, sorry. About to be Arbalest, even. Quite a bit of a decent amount of Arbalest at this point. And not really an army still for Flying Mouse. Gonna have some more units soon, but yeah, you can sit on this gold mine, do a lot of damage. Very nice. For some idle time. You will have to kill this castle. When you have the trebs, of course. But you have to be cautious. A forward castle over here. Cover the stone. Or sorry, cover the gold. Cover the production. Protect your trebs would be quite good. You also will need to deal with this at some point, and it looks like Maxi is doing just that. He's going to go ahead and sit on the stone. And sit on the stone and kill these vills. Okay, just passing. So be careful about not losing too many units though, because you're still only 1 TC. Getting chemistry. You know, I gotta say, a good way to make sure you're always spending your res is just only have 1 TC. Then you don't have much res at all. Getting chemistry in. Flying Mouse is quite badly housed. Another benefit of Maxi's play here. Don't have to worry about housing as much. You got a defensive castle, forward castle, and only 1 TC producing. Trebs are in. These will kill the castle. I can't tell if this is the same height. So I think it isn't downhill, but I don't know for sure. This scorpion is definitely downhill. It's going to tickle this treb and maybe kill it at some point. Second TC being added now. Oh, Lightus and Knights are in. Ooh, they actually broke down that wall. Gonna take some hits for the Korean player, Maxi. Which is not good. Forced a pretty bad TC spot, I would say. But should be okay. Still doing more damage that it's actually fine. Even denied another TC over here. 3 trebs are in, just sitting here next to the stable. GG is called. Very interesting game. Very typical of Maxi. These wagons also were just sitting over here doing nothing. Would have been great if they got pulled over here to do something. So, this is kind of what I expected from Maxi. I was curious to see how he would play in a closed map setting where he's not able to hit his opponent as easily. And, well, he went for the tower rush. It was a pretty, expected choice, I would say. Good choice for an aggression. And was just whacking away at the wall with a Vil early, which I don't know if that's optimal. But, I will say it's quite good for the psychological warfare standpoint. Flying Mouse had a huge eco advantage. You can see because he lost 72 villagers and still has more villagers at the end. So I don't know if we can find... So the total villagers of Flying Mouse, 145 villagers. You can see here he was hugely ahead in eco, like just massively ahead. But I think what happened is that he was just always just had stuff in his face. So that's a good feature of Maxi's playstyle, I will say. At least at this kind of elo. I don't know how it is at really higher elos. Maybe you can keep a cooler head about it. But always having stuff in your face makes it kind of tricky to make good decisions. Was always being annoying. Had just 2 or 3 crossbows on the side, getting some kills in. Maybe Flying Mouse would have wanted to expand a little earlier and just make any amount of military to go into, you can see how just a single Lightus and a Knight did a lot of damage because Maxi had nothing here. I mean, he had this castle, but it's not really well placed to defend anything but the stone, which I guess is the most important thing for Maxi. So fair enough. But yeah, I mean, military-wise, I think Maxi pretty much always had more units in general. So was just kind of doing a lot better for himself. This is interesting. This Trev is just kind of exposed here by being destroyed by the castle. Anyway, let's go ahead and head into game number 2 here. Hello everyone and welcome to game number 2 here of this quarterfinal set in the Specialist Closed Division Tyrant bracket. I always mess up all the sayings, the division bracket group. Anyway, I really should stop repeating myself. I should just accept whatever I called it the first time and accept that I have it written down here. Anyway, we have here Flying Mouse in the yellow as the Saracens. We have Maxi here in the blue with the Mayans. And we see a classic Maxi play. A Veil with Loom and a forward scout from like the very first second of the game. This Veil's going to pick up a wolf. So, yeah. Ooh, a nice gate. A nice house. A nice palisade. And unfortunately, the wolf still gives in, but at least it's a 2v1 now. That was going to be a nice little hamlet for the villager to escape into. So this is an interesting closed map where it's actually quite open at the beginning. You can get over to your opponent. I think Flying Mouse is being... Ooh. It's going to be smart and lure the boar early. See how he reacts to this. So it's actually quite open. You have the home stone. That's actually the only stone at all. You have all of this gold piles and relics in the middle and all the hunt. And if you get, say, a forward castle right here, it's really bad. I'm actually going to go ahead and steal the sheep. Or sorry, well, in this case, they're pigs. But the scout's actually here to grab them back, so it's not that bad. And it's going to try and wall in the opponent. It's an interesting idea. Sheep coming in. Okay, I thought they were being used as scout, but I think that was just a matter of double-clicking them all. Sheep are grabbed back again by Maxi. Now, in the Dark Age, on a pure 1v1 with both have full HP, the Eagle Scout will win. 3 villagers are coming forward. They do not have Loom. They do not have Loom, but there is more of them. Oh, okay, so they're just going to go ahead and kill the sheep from Maxi. And we're going to Vil fight. Now, you can win because this is 4v1 right now. But you could also lose some Vils for Flying Mouse. You have to be careful. Going to take some damage on the Scout. And I think this villager is going to die, unfortunately. She served her country well, I guess. You know, you really built these forward palisades, and even this one. That's some great vision for that. But, you know, I guess, I'm not sure. It's probably worth, I mean, it's very unfortunate to lose those 3. But it's probably worth for Flying Mouse to make sure to secure himself, prevent himself from being blocked in. Because, as I was going to say, it is really important to make sure you don't get blocked out. It is really bad. We also... Okay, we do have Loom in now for yellow. So... Loom forced out by Maxi's plate. Now, looks like Flying Mouse might look to try and wall in Maxi now on the other side. The Scout is quite low, though, so that is going to die. We have a bit of an engagement. A villager comes forward, maybe trying to avenge their fellow villager that died forward. Maxi, I think, is a little more experienced at Vil fighting because this is how he plays the game. This Eagle Scout is very low HP. Hopefully it doesn't die. Could even garrison that in your TC to heal it up. Getting pulled around. And yeah, now Flying Mouse is going to have to get pushed back here. And I hope we see this Eagle Scout garrison so it's healed up. Well, this is actually... It's not a lot of vision, but it is some vision, which is nice for Maxi. Now we have 3 villagers forward attacking. Second board coming in. Bit of a bad spot to kill it, but at least you killed it with a villager instead of killing it with a TC, which is what I'm very good at doing, which is also quite bad. Now we have 3 vills coming back, and Maxi is housed. We don't see a house being built anywhere. I hope that's resolved soon. Okay, it is. Flying was actually taking these pigs because they were killed. Trying not to put them to waste. Now, I don't know if Maxi's just going to plan to go to Feudal Age and just build archers. Also have a lot of idle time for Maxi here, which is another feature of Maxi's gameplay. I think if he was able to keep the TC producing while doing all of his aggression, he would be in a lot better spot in general. Because he's 4 vills behind. He did lose one, but he's 4 vills behind mainly just because the TC was not producing anything. Because I think he was looking forward. But I don't want to be too critical of the guy. I feel like I've been a little too mean to Maxi, but I'm just trying to be helpful. Because I want to see him destroy everyone, to be honest with you. But we might still see that. I don't know. Anyway, Flying Mouse has these vills around. I'm not sure what they're planning. They could maybe just pick us in the deer if you're this far forward at this point. There's a wolf. You can kill that. Not a big deal. Building a barracks. I assume this will be in archery range. The mines do get cheaper archers, which is a great bonus. It means you can either make the same amount of units and just have more res, or make more units than a generic civ could. And indeed, we will see these vills go ahead and hunt the deer. Eagle Scout has not been garrisoned, very tragically. I wish it was. I don't think it will. I think it's just going to die at some point. Mind Blade is going to be up to Feudal. And Flying Mouse, I assume he's still just going to stick to Fast Castle, which, fair enough. You do have to be careful, though, if you know your opponent's going to be aggressive in the Feudal Age. But you know, you could wall up behind this and get to Castle Age and, I don't know, maybe go for a Siege Workshop or something, depending on your opponent. Of course, if they go Archers, you know, Scorpions, some Mangonels, whatever, will be quite nice against that. I'm actually just looking around here. I'm not sure what exactly he's looking for. Maybe he's just scouting in general, which is fair enough. Maybe looking for a patch of deer. Okay, yeah. Looking for a patch of deer. There's 2 Vills with Loom. That wolf is not a problem at all. Is walling up, actually, interestingly. And I don't know if a range is going to be placed here when he clicks up. Or he's already clicked up, but when he ages up. Barracks being built by Flying Mouse. Is maybe not thinking about Fast Castle. I'm not sure. We'll see what he plans. Palisade Gate being placed. I was like thinking what he's going to do about these walls, because you don't want to just incorporate them into your walls, because your opponent can just delete them. So actually quite smart, I think. You had this house built already, so just go ahead and use it in your own wall. And we see a range being built for Maxi. You know, Maxi's very inspiring to watch, I gotta say. Very strange. Well, I don't know if I would call them strange choices, but just unusual in the sense that you don't see most players go for this kind of move on a closed map. So, glad to see it from someone. I also play closed maps a little weirdly, I think. But, hey, that's the fun of it. We have quite a few Veals over here on wood. Oh, going to stone. Interesting. Saracen player might be thinking about... Well, you could just sell this, obviously. That's an option for your gold. Maybe going to think about a castle. Or maybe some towers. I'm not sure. 2 ranges from Maxi. I don't know how much you need on wood and gold for Mayan archers. But it is going to be easier to produce them repeatedly, thanks to the discount. Yes. And as I expected, the Eagle Scout just dies, sadly. But he at least scouted those Vills over there. So, actually, the archers could probably just go and kill that at some point. And I think that's what... well, maybe that's what that guy was thinking. Dropping some farms for the Saracen player. Oh, we're thinking scouts. Interesting. Okay. Oh, and yep, we see these archers and the Vills coming forward. So at least Maxi was able to scout these villagers with that Eagle Scout before it died. No fletching on these archers. They're not going to kill these Vills that quickly, but they will at least make them less efficient. We don't have the wood for blacksmith. Never mind. We already built a blacksmith. And yeah, you can actually, because they do so little damage right now, even with this scout especially, at least pick off that Vill. But yeah, you can just fight this back. Although if the Vills come in, you can kill the scout first. And yeah, this is really bad for Maxi. Maybe consider putting these units inside the ranges right now until you get a big mass with fletching. Built a skirm. I think that was probably a misclick. I mean, maybe it was expecting your opponent to build skirms themselves. But you can see they have gone for a stable. Spears out to defend these archers. We don't have fletching in just yet. I think we are missing the food for it. Floating quite a lot of wood. Could maybe drop some farms for Maxi. Or I guess you could just put more on berries. Okay, there's a farm. That scout was weakened, so got killed off. Low HP archer here. 5 HP. And this scout is going to finish the job, I think. Yep. Well. Still no fletching for Maxi. I think the food is being put into the spearmen instead of fletching, which is unfortunate. But you do need the spears for the scouts. So, fair enough. Well, this actually would be a great find for Maxi. Finish off these villagers that are building a market here. It's quite bad, actually, for the Saracen player. Your market is your main eco bonus. It's cheaper, and you get better deals, basically. And, yep, those vills are found, and they're going to be killed off. Fletching now comes in. We do have a range out. We're going to get some skirms. But if you have fletching archers, especially enough of them, and especially when you have this many, they're going to be able to deal with the skirms. However, Saracen player is walled up here. Ooh, skirms coming out though. They can get picked off, which is not good for Flying Mouse. Ooh, almost had the gate left open there. Now, this is a bit of a micro battle. Fletching, you should still win, but of course, they still do the extra bonus damage with the skirms, so you have to be cautious. Ooh, building a tower. You're on stone already. I'm pretty sure Flying Mouse was thinking about going for a castle at some point, so you're actually ready for this. This is actually pretty nicely placed. Doesn't look like you can hit any of the vills there. So Maxi will need to think about clicking up, even getting the armor there. But now he's kind of... Oh, okay. He's going to go for a forward tower with a single vill. Wow, interesting. So you can't really break this right now. You need siege of some sort. However, as I was saying, this is still good to keep your opponent in the corner. You just have to make sure you don't let them get out. We only have 6 on farms. House coming up. Scout looking around here. This tower, I guess it'll go up. If this tower was garrisoned, maybe not. Wait, does that not actually range the tower? Wow, I guess Maxi's just a genius. But Flying Mouse is going to go ahead and click up pretty soon. We'll be up to castle first, and can drop a castle when they get up to castle age, which is quite good for them. You know, you could drop it here. You can prevent your opponent from really being able to do anything to stop you from getting out. You could make Mamluks. There's not really any reason to right now, though, because they're not really good against archers. But mainly, I think it's probably good to just secure yourself this area. Of course, you'd rather have it on your opponent's face, but you're not really in a position to do that. We could also just drop some TCs first. I'm not sure what Flying Mouse has planned. I mean, right now, it's not like Max can get in, so we'll see what he plans to do. Can actually find some damage. It's kind of a nice option here for Maxi. It's kind of an interesting feature. I didn't really think about that on this map, but I guess you want to make sure you just build your first wood line, your lumber camp towards the back, so that that kind of thing doesn't happen. But it's kind of hard to have that kind of foresight. Now this tower was garrisoned first, and oh, actually both players are fletching now. Interesting. So it's pretty even, especially with both repairing. But it does give Maxi a chance to shoot down this gate. And he could come through and delete these palisades and get into the eco, which would be quite bad for Flying Mouse. See what happens. Builds a house. Palisade wall is down, or the gate is down. Now Maxi could try and dive here. I don't know. It's a pretty gutsy play. I don't know if it's the right play, but yeah, if you're going to do it, then commit. Okay, good. Yep, come all the way over here. Okay. Now you gotta go. Get out of the tower range. Get into the eco. All of these builds are exposed. Go in now. Your opponent's building a tower. Don't sit there. No, you gotta be brave now. Maxi's going up to castle age now. But he is 2.5 minutes behind. But he is already into Flying Mouse's eco. Yeah, shoot down that gate. You can sit underneath this tower. There's a lot of low HP vills as well. And they are perfectly located underneath this tower, outside the TC range as well. And the skirms can pick away at them. You gotta be careful about, yeah, you gotta be careful about firing down on the skirms. He's gonna escape here. There is a siege workshop now, and a scorpion's coming out. But these archers are gonna be able to find some more damage before anything is out of the siege workshop. Can probably just kill these skirms as well. Tank some TC fire, a lot of low HP military units, but we're going to find some more damage from Maxi. All these villas are exposed. Another one dead, this one's going to die. But the Scorpion is now out, which should clean things up for Flying Mouse. Maybe find another pick here. And, ooh, I don't know, that one might survive. Okay, just barely it seems. And back out here we have more archers out for Maxi. Now that was a great damage. It killed 11 villagers in total now for Maxi. However, if you take a look at Maxi's back home, still has 5.5 minutes of idle time. So eco lead is no longer there for Flying Mouse, but it's still even. Whereas if this TC was producing for longer, then Maxi would have an advantage, which is a common theme I see for Maxi's play. If he's able to find a way to drop some farms or squeeze out some more food somewhere or just make more vills, he would be in a much better place, because with all this aggression, you force, maybe not idle TC time in this case, but you force some, you know, idle time from the enemy vills, you kill some villagers, and your own TC is producing, so you can have more vills then. Now, Flying Mouse has this area pretty secured now with the Scorpions, but Maxi has this outside region secured. So we're going to go for a castle. This castle does range both of the towers, so that can let Flying Mouse break out. But he just still doesn't have much of a military to speak of. He's floating a lot of food, so ideally he would make some, I guess, knights in this case. You probably don't want to make camels. I mean, I guess you could. They still have more HP for the Saracens, so even though your opponent doesn't make cavalry, maybe it's okay. But usually knights, probably a better option in a situation like this. Castle is up. I guess I am just blind, though, because I thought for sure I saw something that included these two towers, but I must be crazy. With Bodkin, doesn't look like that would range either. Maybe with Bracer, though. Of course, that is in Imp. But the second TC coming up for Maxi, which I really like to see, when you have all of this area secured, and you're like, okay, well, I can't get into my enemy's base, but I have all of this space to work with, so I'm going to use it, and I'm going to get an eco lead. So now, as I was saying earlier about this map, Flying Mouse is in a pretty awkward spot. Ooh, just gonna straight go and click up to Imp. Thinking that with Trebs or Bombard Cannons, you could deal with these towers and get out. Now, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's a good play or not. That's 1800 res down the drain, and we're only on 1 TC. So even if we're able to kill these towers, what are we going to do about the enemy military? A Treb is not going to kill all of Maxi's units. And we have a monk out now, which I think is going to pick up these relics. As it's being produced, it's not out yet. This skirm attracted a wolf, and cannot deal with it because of their minimum range. Spears are going to go and deal with this mill, which has been an ancestral building for the Saracens here for some time now. But, you know, this is the Mayans' turf now. These villagers, which have been slaving away at shooting arrows at the enemies, finally get to have a bit of a vacation at the gold mines. Single Scorpion out, which will be good against enemy units, but not good against towers. They also are affected by ballistics now, but that involves getting a university and, of course, researching ballistics, which is quite expensive. So probably don't want to do that right now. And now we do have an eco lead for Maxi. Again, a lot of idle TC time. If Maxi was able to produce more vills, he would be even further ahead now. And only now is the second TC coming in for Flying Mouse. Missing some eco upgrades for Maxi, but we actually have we're floating quite a lot of food. I think he's thinking about clicking up to Imp himself pretty soon. Flying Mouse is now up to Imp. We'll see what he's going to do with this. Is just able to afford a single Treb, which can kill all of us because it can sit under the castle. But I don't know what the next step is for Flying Mouse. Kind of like the previous game, he doesn't really have any military to deal with what Maxi has. I also think it's kind of an awkward spot to be in for the Saracens because your camels are like, you know, your star unit, right? But there's no reason to build camels against your enemy. You can build knights, but, you know, you only get knights. You don't get cavalier. So they're kind of a dead end in Imperial Age. You're already in Imperial Age. You could make hand cannoneers. Those should do alright. You could also make your own Arbalesters, which are also fine. You get Thumb Ring. They are, they're not discounted like they are for the Mayans, but it is an option. University is coming up. I mean, maybe Flying Mouse is just going to go full siege and skirms. That could definitely work against the Archer Mass. These pikes now are continuing to burn down this mill. All these vills are mining gold. Imperial Age will be in a minute. for the Mayan player. Getting squires now. I don't know if that's... I guess that's just for the spears. I was thinking if he's going to go into Eagle Warriors. We have chemistry now as well for the Saracen player. I wonder... He might be thinking about hand cannoneers. This gold is going to run out in the near future. Well, actually, no, not near future. What am I talking about? It's still 1,200 gold. But at some point, this will run out. And if he's still stuck in here, it's going to be an issue. Mangonel is here. Scorpion is here. Big hit for Flying Mouse. And, yeah, Maxi doesn't really have anything to fight back. Would need either his own siege or eagles or really good micro. I don't know which one is going to be picked. Of course, the spears could kill these, but they're not great at it. Bracers coming in. You can also kill mangonels and scorpions with, like, Imperial Age units as well. They do a lot of damage. I don't think that tower is going to go up, unfortunately. We're still missing ballistics for Maxi. And... Ooh, just face tank that. I wouldn't recommend that when you have Bracer almost coming in. You could wait and just take a couple of volleys with your Bracer crossbows, and that would do much better. But either way, we're continuing to produce. I hope we see another range. We lost one, so it would be good to get another one in. The relics are coming in for blue. Yellow's coming out now with this scout to defend the ancestral mill for the Saracens. But only finds a pick on the skirmisher, which I think was the skirmisher that was fighting that wolf earlier. Castle coming up now for Maxi. Is in Imperial Age, so he can make his own trebuchets. And, okay, so Flying Mouse with this new space is going to build another TC. I wonder if... I feel like this might be a better place to put on the gold, but I guess, to be fair, you are pretty boxed in. You don't really have any military to defend your vills, so fair enough. Bombard Cannon will be out. That is a big plus that the Saracens have over the Mayans here. These crossbows are coming in. They don't have chemistry, but they do have Bracer, and they almost have ballistics, so they can kill all of these villagers. Kind of an awkward spot. So, what Flying Mouse would have wanted is to have these, well, have some more Scorpions, have some more units in general. I actually see Guard Tower coming in. Fair enough. Defend this position. And I do like the Trebs destroying this range. Maxi's going to have to rebuild that. And the Scorpion, you know, it would do well, but we have Imperial Age upgrades in. About to have chemistry. We already have Bracer. So they actually do a lot of damage. At some point we will get Arbalester, but that costs, I think it's 450 food. So we don't have that right now. We have the gold, but not the food. And the Bombard Cannon kills that crossbow. Another good option against these crossbows is going to be a Bombard Cannon. But Flying Mouse really needs some other military still. These Trebs might actually... Okay, yeah, they do actually get a kill. And that TC is denied again. Ooh, we're going Plumed Archers. Okay, I like it. Plumed Archers, of course, being a little more mobile. We also didn't even get Arbalester here, so... we didn't have that quote-unquote wasted upgrade, and we have all the upgrades we want. I think Maxi's diving here because he's going for Plumed anyway, so he's not too worried about keeping this crossbow mass because he's going into Plumed Archers. Only thing is, we have 2 on stone, and we have 1 castle. I think they produce decently quickly, but they will produce, or they will take a lot longer to produce than, say, crossbows would. We do have some hand cannoneers out now for Flying Mouse. But we have another problem where he's actually just kind of out of space to build production buildings. Can build maybe a range here or 2. Maybe I have to delete this farm to get one in here. And he has been repeatedly denied any area. Maxi now getting Wheelbarrow, floating a lot of gold. That could be put into more ranges and more units in general. This TC is finally going to go up, but it is still pretty exposed. Especially with the Treb now coming out from Maxi. Nice mango shot. But yeah, the mangonels die pretty quickly to Imperial Age archers. These Trebs will eventually die. It will take some time, but they will eventually die. They can do some serious damage to this TC first, though. Scorpion is out, but again, the Scorpion, if focused down, will get killed pretty soon. And, well, this is a nice... Actually, this tower is doing a lot of work for Flying Mouse, I gotta say. And that 4 TC is now down. Not a huge deal for Maxi. I don't know why he's getting Elite Skirm. You should just make more archers and get some siege out. Or even go for some eagles. Eagles would be great here, too. You're floating so much food and gold. You have enough res to go for Imperial Age again. and you get El Dorado, which gives you up to, I believe it's 100 HP, like in total, elite eagles. I know you have to tech into that, so it kind of takes a while, so fair enough, but the skirms makes no sense, because your archers are going to be better than hand cannoneers, because they're cheaper, so you should be able to just outmass them. Some nice micro. Kill the villagers. But yeah, I think Maxi just needs to produce more army right now. You can get the Treb out, you can kill this TC. See, the Treb can just sit under this castle and kill this TC, although I don't know if Maxi's actually spotted this. It's just kind of losing a lot of army to this position. I don't think you want to keep throwing stuff in here. You have a single Saracen Knight here, completely unupgraded. I think he hasn't actually seen that TC, but needs to stop just throwing units into here. I mean, you keep killing scorpions, which is good, but you keep losing your archer mass as well. So you're kind of giving your opponent a chance to come back into the game. And that mill is finally destroyed. I hope these, I wonder if these pikes are going to find this TC though. That would be kind of big. Flying Mouse is just defending with full siege, which is a good option against what Maxi has. Now, these Trebs are not going to die very soon, which is another reason why I would really like some siege or some eagles for Maxi. Because, as you can see, he just keeps losing his archers to the siege. The Treb could also kill these, but it's going to take a while, and this castle is taking a lot of damage, actually. The armor's coming in for Maxi now. But he's lost a lot of units. A lot of units. And your opponent's just making siege. Like, full siege. So if you get some eagles in, you know, they can just kill all of this. They can kill all of this. You have the res. I mean, you're not going to have the res forever if you keep spending this stuff. But we do see forging. So I hope Maxi is thinking about eagles. Although we don't have any more barracks yet. And he keeps throwing archers into this. He really needs to stop doing this. He needs to be patient. Mass your archers in the back. Get something else. Get siege. Get eagles. And just be patient. I think the thing is here, I think Maxi's thinking, I'm giving my opponent a chance to get into the game again. But, he's thinking, okay, I need to really rush him down, send all my army in and contest him repeatedly. But he just keeps losing units. So if he just massed all of his units back here, you could have like 40 plus archers. And then you could just one-shot the Scorpion and the Bombard Cannon and the Mangonel. And then it would still take a while to kill the Trebs, but at least then you wouldn't lose all your archers in the process. Now he does eventually clean things up there. Building a forward TC from Maxi, which will range the gold, but these Saracen gold miners are going to mine for quite a while. And now we're going to have rams for Flying Mouse. Just basic Castle Age rams, but rams do quite well against archers because they will draw the enemy fire. And you can see here, look, when you have this nice arb mass, you can just one-shot the Scorpion. It can't do anything. Okay, good. We're getting a nice massive arbs again for Maxi. Our opponent is getting into skirms. They actually have a lot of the techs already, which is good, but they're only just now getting elite skirm. And they only have 2 ranges. They only have 2 ranges. Okay, we're going for Cap Ram. I do like to see some siege from Maxi. That's what I was hoping for. I don't like this, though. Still just sending in your archers to die. But we do find some nice damage here on the side. Need to find these gold mines as well. I didn't even see this. This is a nice TC as well. Get some more gold. Armor in, but we do have fully upgraded arbs. And these are cheaper again for the Mayans, so you can mass a lot of them. And we have up to 28 Arbalesters now, which are quite good. Again, they're actually going to do okay, because this is just a Castle Age ram. But if we had, Cap Ram, I don't know if they have Siege Ram. Actually, do have Siege Ram for the Saracens. If we're able to get up to Siege Ram, that's a great option. But you can see how when you have this many arbs, yeah, just instantly kill that. You can just kill these skirms as well. Now we just need Siege. We don't actually have a castle. And the awkward thing on this map, this is all the stone we get. We spent a lot on on TCs and our own castle. But we do have rams. And it is craft ram. I don't know if they do get siege ram as well. So we'll hopefully get that at some point. This is still just a mangonel, it's not an onager. You can actually just go and kill that. Which I think is what we're about to see. Yep, killed. Lost a lot under the TC fire, but could be worse. 29 kills for this mass now. 13 being eco. Armor is coming in for the cavalry, for the Saracens. Eco's pretty even. Is now ahead for Flying Mouse. Maxi is housed. If you had some eagles, you could dive the TC and just kill these. And kill everything here. And kill this. Maybe not dive this. You probably want to kill this first. But you could garrison in the rams. Then kill this. And kill all of this. Okay. We see a nice center castle. With just 2 vills. Take them some time. Hopefully the bomber cannon does not find them. This ram's kind of out of place, but killing this tower is quite good because that has been quite a big pain for Maxi. Ooh, yeah, the bomber cannon does find this castle, and it's only being built by 2 vills. Now, if these arbs are in range, they can just kill this immediately. I think okay, I'm pretty sure that was deleted and not destroyed, because Maxi still has a good bit of stone. Okay, great, yeah. Kill the bomber cannon, kill the scorpion. Now we have an onager coming in for Flying Mouse, though, which could spell trouble. The onagers are going to be a little more resistant to the archer fire, and they do a lot more damage. They have more splash damage. They can be really threatening. I was going to say this is a nice, peaceful spot for the lumberjacks for yellow, but Maxi did what I did when I just see vills and I don't have any armor. I just built a tower, also nicely protected by the TC. I don't even know where those vills came from. Single ram going forward, not going to do the job. I guess that was a scouting ram. But yeah, probably want to kill these TCs first before you go in here. We have the food, so I hope we get siege ram pretty soon. It might be queued up in somewhere. We do have onager now, so we have to be careful. That will kill our rams. That will kill our arbalests as well. So Maxi has to be cautious about this. Ooh, it's coming in. Okay, we do see this. I don't know if Maxi's looking here. Oh, oof. So it's 4 down, and oh no, we're gonna lose more. Oh, another 6 dead. 10 kills on that onager. Oh yeah, we come forward. Great. It's undefended. We lost quite a few, but at least we killed it. And the Saracens, I mean, they still have a lot of gold, but eventually this will run out, especially if we kill all of this. I really think... I really appreciate the commitment to archers, I gotta say. But eagles would really make things a lot easier for you, Maxi. Your eagles can go forward, kill the enemy siege. They can dive the TCs a lot better. They can chase down these vills a lot better. They can garrison in the rams. And these vills are going to go back here. Find this back alleyway from blue, but forward TC is going to come forward. Don't think you really need to build these walls. I mean, at all, but I kind of respect it. Arbalesters, taking some fire, another bombard cannon. Need to come around to the side and kill this and camp these siege workshops. But things are very chaotic this game. But now, actually, now I see the genius of this. You're walling in the enemy vills. They got nowhere to go. They can't escape. And we now have, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th TC for Maxi. Okay, go forward, dive the bombard cannon. It's only 1500 elo. He doesn't have amazing tech ground. Yep, instantly kill it. Vills come forward to kill these rams, but they can get sniped by the arbalesters. And the TC doesn't quite go down, but, well, the ram just stays up, and yeah, okay, it is going to go down. Some nice raids from yellow, but this is way worse for yellow. Okay, there is an onager, which could be popped out here and get a big shot. You have to be careful if you're Maxi. This is also a really low HP ram. Okay, onager's out. Oh, yep, flattens everything. Unfortunately, or fortunately for Maxi, you had still enough arbalesters you could just one-shot that onager. More rams coming forward. I like this, but I wish we just massed up more of them, and I wish we had siege ram. I also wish we had eagles. But you can't have everything in this life. I mean, the thing is, of course, Maxi doesn't really have to push into this, though. Because the Saracen players are going to run out of gold pretty soon. Actually, they're already out of gold. They don't have access to any of this. Or this. Ooh, another shot. Actually, hold on. I'm going to rewind to see that. Not because... Well, just because it's satisfying, to be honest with you. Okay, Onager comes out. There's no garrison. It's about to go down, so Maxi wouldn't expect this. Onager it out. Instantly flattens 10 Arbalesters. Wow. And a couple Vills. What a hero, Onager. 3 Onagers now. Gotta be careful if you're Maxi. This is where Eagles would do really good. There's no reason to camp to eat the castle fire either. Now we do have 9 rams. And we're gonna have the food for Siege Ram pretty soon. So I hope we see Siege Ram. I don't know if we will, but it would be really great. Now it would be really crazy if Flying Mouse got the Siege Onager, but I don't think he has the res for that. He's out of natural gold. Rams come forward to threaten that Onager. Nothing to support them with, though. This is another case where Eagles would be really nice. But the Onager is going to get killed. Too many Rams. If these were Siege Rams, they'd be doing even better. Getting some plumes out now. And now I think momentum is pretty securely on Maxi's behalf. Flying Mouse, again, has this much space to work with, pretty much. And we have some outlying units. Production buildings here. We can get some raids in here, which could be quite nice. But we're pop-capped. We don't have much space to work with. And I think we're going to kind of lose everything now at this point. We lost a lot of Onagers. We have 2 more in the queue out of this one. But we're actually pop-capped. They're not even showing up. And the Rams are in. The cap Rams are in. Oh, I totally missed this, though. How did this happen? Wait. You know, I'll have to rewind this later to see what happened over there. Right now, I want to focus on the main front. So somehow, Flying Mouse built a stable, a siege workshop, a lumber camp, and another siege workshop, and another stable in Maxi's base. I think that's probably from those vills that got trapped in earlier. Maybe that was all part of Flying Mouse's plan. I'll have to see what happens there later. But yeah, these Onagers are still actually a pretty big threat. It's kind of the only chance I would say Flying Mouse has to stay in. But, ooh. Okay, that was almost a pretty big hit. This one is chased down by this ram. It is killed. And we can actually produce out of this, but it's going to die to the castle fire. We have a ram here, which is just a normal battering ram. Can only do so much. These rams are going to do quite well for Maxi. These skirms don't do anything to this ram. The Onager does kill it, though. And yeah, okay, this is very nice. Love to see this from Flying Mouse. Use your massive cavalry back here. Get some damage in. And we see these siege workshops will rush down. Now, we have some... It's a good amount of skirms, but it's not enough skirms to deal with all of this. However, an Onager could kill everything still. Okay, ooh, that's a pretty big shot. It does go down. Oh, another big mass is lost. But again, this is bad for Maxi, but it's not that bad, because Maxi has access to all of this. So he can afford to replace that, whereas Flying Mouse cannot. We just have back home the sound of aggressively stabbing buildings. This ram's going to come out... I mean, if it's no, okay, we have murder holes, so that's not going to do anything, really. Nice Onager shot on the ram. Almost gets the Arbalesters. Only down to... Okay, well now we have a much nicer mass of 22 Arbalesters. Onager shot goes wide. Rams are going to go forward. Another light cab in here. Very well played by Flying Mouse to be active with the light cab and just be a nuisance in general. Now, I don't know where those rams are going, to be honest. I don't know where these Arbalesters are going either, to be honest. Maybe to camp the production buildings, or maybe just to sit back here. I don't really know. But, yeah, I mean, at this point, right, Maxi just has to not... I mean, I don't even see how he loses what he has at this point. He has so much stuff, and Flying Mouse has so little. These onagers are getting chased down by rams. And I don't... Okay, I mean, that is killed. I mean, you could lose, like, all of your arbalests, but you still have enough gold to replenish them, so... We're just having more and more vills being killed by Maxi. Looks like everything from yellow is about to be destroyed. We still have this stable, though, which continues to produce light cav. Another onager picked off. And those onagers are kind of like the only lifeline that Flying Mouse has. Floating so much wood, but you just don't have the farming space, like, to use that wood up when you're stuck back here. That being said, I do like that these stables are continuing to be used, but the GG is called there. So kind of wild there. I want to take a look again to see. I'm curious. So I don't remember the exact timings. We're gonna skip through. Okay, so here the yellow vills come around. They continue ahead. They're unnoticed here. I think Maxi was probably, you know, just worried about doing stuff with the army. And then at some point Flying Mouse remembers that he has these vills. And what does he do with them? Okay, yeah, at some point he remembers he has them and just starts building. Builds a stable, builds a siege workshop, builds a house. Builds a lumber camp, I believe, another siege workshop. Maxi does notice this. But I quite like this. This is probably... You know, this is a good way that if you're really far behind, just do something kind of chaotic and wild. That's usually Maxi's style. But if you're able to prevent your opponent from focusing everything on something important. Like, he had to burn all of this time building a castle, building a tower, and then dealing with all this stuff. I don't think it was quite enough, but I do... Because you can see how, like, Maxi's already in here doing all this damage, and Flying Mouse is already back in this corner. But I do like the strategy of, you know, you have these vills, try and make something happen with them. But, yeah, so this is a classic, you know, we have a closed map setting, but Maxi wants to make things chaotic. He wants to make it really hard for his opponent to play normally and just have an economic approach, which I really appreciate. That's the way I tend to play closed games, or closed settings, because I don't think I'm very good at just macroing up. It looks like about a little, you know, around 300 kills for both players, but you can see how Maxi killed 163 villagers. And I think Flying Mouse, once again, produced a lot of villagers. Yeah, so 242 villagers in total. So very crazy game. You can see actually how, like, you know, Flying Mouse did a pretty good job, though, of adding in eco, stabilizing, holding on, and, you know, producing more eco. But, you know, there was also that time where here... Maxi just kept throwing archers into the siege grinder and just kept losing them repeatedly over and over. And Flying Mouse was able to, you know, expand over here, get actually some gold. Really great play from Flying Mouse to make something happen. I also really liked the way he had just cavalry running around, had this random lumber camp, cavalry just doing some damage here and there. But ultimately, I think, you know, it was just really hard to play when Maxi had a nice position, just held it down, and secured all these resources for himself. So that is it for this game. Let's go ahead and head into game number 3. Hello everyone, and welcome to game number 3 here. This is match point for Maxi. If he's able to win this game, then he is into the semi-finals. So we have Maxi here playing with the Vietnamese, and we have yellow. Yellow, what am I saying? Sorry. Flying Mouse in yellow with the Portuguese on Amazon Tunnel. Another classic Maxi play. Goes forward. Now, nice feature for the Vietnamese. You get to see the enemy TC. That's not that useful on this map because it is just a straight run. That being said, it does give you the direction, so you don't have to scout for which direction to go for your opponent. And, ooh, I wonder if Maxi's going to pick up this boar. It's a long way to run to actually take it all the way home. But you could consider just killing it. However, Flying Mouse is, you know, he's privy to Maxi's style at this point, and is going to lure that forward boar before Maxi gets to it. Now Maxi, he's a bit of a fiend on the Vietnamese. That's like his main civ that he likes to play. He likes playing archers, and he likes laming. And knowing where your opponent's TC is very good for laming. The Vietnamese also have their eco bonuses. They don't cost any wood, and they are researched faster, which is very nice. Okay, yep, so Maxi is not going to bother taking the llamas all the way home. It's just going to kill them here. Now, I'm almost a little surprised that Flying Mouse did not go for the Khmer on this map. The Khmer have great scorpions, and, you know, their unique unit are also a version of scorpions. And it's very good in a map like this, which is a very tight corridors where your scorpions, especially with ballistics now, rather, are going to do extra well. But, I mean, also because you know your opponent likes to go for archers. Okay, yeah, so we see this is kind of what I was thinking. Max is going to back this villain to our corner, safe behind the palisades, and going to shoot down the boar. Now, there are 3 boars on this map, and Flying Mouse can also just drop a mill here. So it's not even that bad, but, you know, I don't know, maybe it's a... I think this is just the way Maxi plays one way or another, whether or not it's optimal. This Vil, okay, we have Loom, so that's perfectly fine. We did kill the boar. Oh, actually, wait. I think we killed it with the scout. Okay. I think, wait, actually, let me go all the way down. Okay, so we did kill with the scout. Very nice. So actually, Flying Mouse cannot get that boar at all. However, we still have 2 other boars that were secured, so it's not even that bad. But that being said, you still did it, which is maybe some good psychological damage. The Vils come forward. They, are not happy with this Vil for killing their boar. These are loomless Vils as well. So you have to be careful for Flying Mouse. Back home, Maxi is just doing standard. Collecting food. And now Flying Mouse is getting loom to Vil fight. I don't know if you really need to, but against Maxi, I don't blame you. But if the scout goes down, that's actually quite unfortunate for Flying Mouse, because then he cannot keep an eye on things. However, I think it's going to be just safe, getting in range of the TC just fine. And now we have a very nice palisade to, you know, observe what's happening on the edge of the map for Maxi. Flying Mouse is going to harvest from these sheep, or sorry, well, they're llama in this case. Going to build a mill. Portuguese get wood when their foragers harvest from berry patches. Very nice bonus. Gonna lure in the last boar for Maxi. I don't know what those villagers were doing. Trying to escape from their work. So, this could be another case where Maxi decides to go forward with a range. I don't know if that's what he has in mind. It is pretty easy to wall off. But of course, if you are forward, your opponent cannot wall off. So we'll see what happens. Luring in the deer. Still have some deer here, but they cannot be pushed by Maxi because his scout is forward. But it looks like the Vils are going to come forward. Maybe just build a mill here. Which is, you know, I don't mind that either. There's 300 food. You don't want to lose out on it. Or, oh, it's 140 food. Never mind. I'm completely wrong. This would be really epic for Maxi if the scout went over and just killed this low HP unit. But we haven't scouted that, so. Yep, we just built a mill. Fair enough. Didn't have a scout available, so it makes a lot of sense. Now, Maxi's also has some idle time as well, but is only 2 Vils behind. Did lose 1, so it makes sense. This Vil's coming forward. I wonder if that is to wall off here. Building a barracks. Interesting. Okay. And definitely don't have the res to go up to castle. Neither does Maxi. So, I think they're going to play for feudal here, which is interesting. It makes sense if you know your opponent is going to be aggressive in feudal. You want to make sure, or one option, right, is to make sure you can just build military to contest them. But in some ways, I almost feel like that's playing into Maxi's hand to play into feudal. So maybe it's better to wall off and just go for castle age. But I don't know. We shall see. To be fair, Flying Mouse did get up to Castle Age, I believe, quicker than Maxi both previous games. And was still overwhelmed by Max's aggression. So, we'll see. We just see the bears coming up. 2 Vills coming forward, which I think will be a forward range. We see, oh, interesting, a man-at-arms rush by the looks. Although, the mining camp's coming in just now, so the upgrade, the man-at-arms upgrade, will not be in on time. Right now, these are just militia, which are not that threatening to a loomed Vil. That being said, this one is out of position. The scout can also not support, which is quite unfortunate for a man-at-arms rush. So, I mean, we'll probably lose these Vils from Maxi, but it is good to focus fire this one down. The scout is coming in, and this scout is not full HP, but is decently HP'd. But with that support, lose 1 Vil from Maxi, but does clear up the militia, so no more man-at-arms rush. And there is the forward range. Maybe not as forward as Maxi might like. But, you know, with a low HP Vil, and you were kicked off by some aggression, fair enough. You want to make sure it actually gets built. It would be quite bad for you if it did not. However, Flying Mouse already has archers. Ooh. I didn't even see this. I don't know what the second barracks is for. Maybe he thinks this is a second range. Interesting. We have a sneaky, even more forward range from Flying Mouse. We'll see how Maxi's able to handle this. He does have his own range, so he can make skirms. And as Vietnamese, your archer range units in general have more HP, so they will be superior. But if you don't have anything at home, it could be a problem. That being said, 2 archers are out. They don't have fletching. Non-fletching archers don't do that much damage to Vils. That being said, they can still harass them and push them off wood so they are not spending time harvesting. Fletching will be in for Maxi pretty soon. We don't have fletching for yellow, and I don't think it's going to come soon because there's no blacksmith even. Never mind, I'm talking out of my ass. This is a blacksmith right here. But these Vils will get cooked off wood. We can just build another lumber camp over here. It's nicely walled, so it's not that bad, but it is some amount of pressure, which is unideal. We have no one on food at all now for Maxi. Building a market, which will be good. We can click up at some point, but we don't have any food at all, and no food income at all. We'll need to build some farms. Now, blue is coming forward, has fletching. Opponent has no fletching, and no ranges at home. Is building a defensive tower. This is nicely placed. Defends pretty much everything that Flying Mouse might want. Farms are coming up now. And we have a forward base. Let's see, where is the military? The military is just going to come home. I don't know. I don't know if that's the play. I know that your opponent is walled up now, but you could still be annoying. Sit here, kill this wall, and still get through. There's nothing at home. You know that the buildings are forward, so it's not like Maxi can produce anything that quickly. But either way, we have 5 archers. I say this especially because you don't have fletching, and these are Vietnamese archers, so they have more HP. They have 36 HP and 30 HP. It's not a huge difference, obviously, but you know, the bigger the numbers, the more difference it's going to make. And Maxi's producing more archers as well. Whereas yellow has stopped and also cannot produce more. Okay, well, we do see this though, which I do quite like. I gotta say, I do really enjoy producing more out of here and putting it on the enemy wood line. We have Maxi's archers sitting here under the... What is it? The turret. That's not right. The tower. And they're going to find a lot of damage. There is no army right here now to stop this these archers from just killing tons and tons of Vils. We have fletching in now for yellow. And skirms are going to come in. Unfortunately, they're all the way over here. So... Oh, actually, never mind. I'm blind. There's a range right here. However, if they go in one at a time, they're not going to do that great. So we need to mass them up a little bit. This is causing this is doing a lot of damage. Luckily, yellow can come over here, secure a different wood line. But Maxi is ready to cause some more chaos over here. We have some units from yellow, but I think we might get a Vil pick first. Not quite actually. Just pushed off. Okay, we actually do get a Vil pick, which is great for Maxi. But you can see, take a look back home, Maxi's not producing any Vils. So it is still a Vil lead for yellow. And these Vils are these archers not being microed. These archers are sitting under the tower still. And this archer is killed. That is good for Maxi. More farms are being placed. We have Vils on berries. And now we have farms coming out for yellow. I have a lot of gold. Not quite enough to buy up to Castle Age, but it will do nicely. Now, these skirms have been picking away at the archers, but they're still just sitting under the tower, and they will pick off the skirms themselves. I think this is still probably better for Maxi in general, because we have back home, even though we have this forward base from yellow, our eco is mostly untouched right now. So I wonder if... Actually, we do have a tower up, so it's kind of hard for Flying Mouse at this point. Vils come in, come out of the tower, do some damage. Gonna have to be garrisoned again. Very awkward spot. I think you need to mass up with just a few skirms here, and then you can deal with these. You know, right now they're just kind of being a nuisance, but they can't do much damage. That being said, we do have archers over here. Ooh, and the GG is called from yellow. Good luck next. As Maxi wins the game and wins the set and is into the semifinals. Wow. So, very classic plays from Maxi here. I was wondering what he was going to do in the closed setting, and it looks like he does what he would normally do, which honestly, I'm very impressed. He really sticks to his guns. That being said, he has a lot of weaknesses that could be exploited. The idle time is really big here. You know, the fort is interesting from Flying Mouse. I think it did do some decent damage, but I think he needed to find more damage with it, because the problem is he had to build this back range. He didn't really have anything to deal with these archers. He actually doesn't look that far behind, to be honest, though, because he, you know, it still has kind of equal Vils, even after losing a lot. But, you know, I mean, at this point, right, we got all these archers, I don't blame yellow for tapping out at this point. Maxi has done a very good job throughout this set, just showing absolute chaos, making things tricky for Flying Mouse to play. Maybe what he's expecting, what he's sort of used to playing, which is a more standard closed map. I don't know what Flying Mouse usually does in a closed setting, but, you know, more standard would be maybe wall up, get up to fast castle. I don't know if maybe that's still the best play here for yellow. Maybe with this barracks, you could consider, you know, just building a range here, walling up. You could also wall up here. I believe the Vils out were out for yellow here first. So you could have maybe considered building a wall. You could build a range still, build a barracks, build some skirms, take this nice hill, and then get up to castle yourself. I think when the game turns into a long, drawn-out macro game, Maxi's going to fall behind quite a bit, especially if you are able to actually instead push Maxi into a corner. But I think, you know, Maxi was able to play the game that he wanted to play, so I think that is what benefited him quite a bit here. You can see 17 archers from Maxi, just way more military out in general. You can see also a little more better efficiency as well for Maxi, because he didn't have to deal with military in his base. See a lot more kills for blue, just had more military in the right place. You can see the resource collected isn't that well. Okay, the wood, it's kind of a big difference, but we had a lot more gold collected from Flying Mouse. It wasn't actually that big of a difference as you might have expected. But kind of interesting, you know. Flying Mouse, he went for a good feudal time to contest the army himself, which I don't think is a bad idea here, instead of just going for your fast castle. But I think this was either you need to commit to this more, honestly, make more units, do more damage, but maybe also when you do that, maybe wall behind here, I'm not sure, or maybe find some walls here, or here early. I'm not quite sure. Hard to say, you know, very chaotic. I think that is, again, what works in the benefit of Maxi. Anyway, congratulations again to Maxi. Going into the semifinals, I will definitely be interested to see how he performs there. But that is all for me, folks. Until next time.